All right, brace yourself for this one. Everything that keeps you alive can also kill you. Too much water can kill you. Too much oxygen can kill you. Even exercise, sleep, and vitamins. The difference is never the thing itself. The difference is always in the dose. Too little, and it harms you. Too much, and it harms you too. And yet, we live in a world that is constantly telling us the opposite. Do more, take more, push harder, optimize everything. More steps, more supplements, more workouts, more cold plunges, more hours, and on and on and on. But here's what almost nobody is talking about. For most things in our body, more is not better. There's this sweet spot, a zone where health actually lives. And the further you drift from it in either direction, the more it costs you. So today, you and I are going to talk about that sweet spot. And once you see it, you'll start to notice it everywhere. Welcome to Fuller Living, your space for empowerment, inspiration, and practical health nuggets. Here you'll find relatable guidance that fits your everyday life as you journey to a fuller and healthier you. I'm your host, Dr. Ashitey. Let's dig in. Welcome back to Fuller Living, wherever you're listening from, whether you're driving or walking or cooking dinner, or just, once again, taking a quiet moment to hang out with me. I am always so glad that you're here. This week, I want to start by naming something very important. We live in a culture that worships more. If a little exercise is good, then surely more is better. If some supplements help, then surely we need a full cabinet and it would be even better. If 8 glasses of water is healthy, then we need a full gallon and more. And you know, some of you are doing this. We've been taught to think about health as this scoreboard. The higher the number, the better you're doing. But our bodies weren't designed to work that way. And I think this is one of the most freeing things you can ever understand about your health. Because once you realize that the goal is never more, that it was just the right amount, so much pressure lifts off your shoulders. So today, I want to give you just one simple idea, just one mental model that more is not the goal. It's an idea that once you see it, it'll change how you make dozens of decisions about your health. It'll change how you think about how you move, how you eat, how you rest, and how hard you push yourself. We're going to talk about what this sweet spot actually is. We'll look at it in our everyday lives in ways I think you're going to really feel. We'll talk about why modern life keeps pushing us past it and what that is costing you and I. We're going to start finding our own sweet spot because, yes, sometimes it's different for everyone in a way that is realistic and kind to yourself. So let's get into it. Let's start with this core idea that everything is going to build off today. Most of us imagine health as a straight line. Picture it in your mind. Line that goes up all the way up, right? From down all the way up. And the idea is simple. The more of a good thing you do, the better off you are. If a little is good, then more is better. And a lot is even best. And it feels logical. It's how we think about almost everything that we do. Just think about it. But here's the problem. That is not how our body is designed. For most things in health, the line isn't straight at all. It's a curve. Picture a hill instead. You start at the bottom of one side, that's too little. You climb up towards the top, you hit a sweet spot. That's the healthiest place to be. But then, if you keep going, you start to go downward. You're not climbing, you're not staying at the top, you're going downward. You're going over the top, and things are starting to get too much. Too little harms you on this side. On the other end, too much is also harming you. And health is at the top of the hill, right in the middle. Let me give you a very clear example I can think of. Water. I know, water. We all know that we need water to live. undisputed. Go too long without it, and your body is going to fail. That's the bottom of the hill on one side. So we need to drink water. Water is good, right? So more logically must be better. But here's what most people don't know or realize. You can actually drink too much water. If someone drinks an extreme amount in a short time, it can dangerously dilute the body and in rare cases, it can be life-threatening. Water, same substance, essential for life on one end, but dangerous on the other end. The water never changed. The only thing that did was the dose. Remember, I said we were going to talk about dose today. The only thing that changed was the dose. That's the whole idea. In medicine, there's actually a name for this. We call it a dose response relationship. But you don't need to remember that phrase. Just remember the hill. The dose makes all the difference. Now, this is where it gets useful. I'm going to walk through a few examples, and as I do this, I want you to think to yourself, where does this apply in my life, either now or maybe once upon a time? Let's start with exercise. We all know being completely sedentary is not good for us. Sitting all day, never moving, that's the bottom of the hill. The body gets weaker. So we start moving, we climb the hill, and it feels great. You're stronger, you have more energy, your mood is great. But here's what people don't expect. You can go too far. Think about the person who trains intensely every single day. They never rest, they push through their pain, they're running on empty. But at some point, they stop getting stronger. They start breaking down. They have more injuries. They feel more exhausted. They're not sleeping well. They're working harder than ever and feeling worse than ever, even though they're doing what is supposed to be good for them. They went over the top of the hill to the other side. The answer, again, wasn't more. The answer was enough plus rest. Now, let's talk about stress. This is one that might surprise you. We tend to think all stress is bad, but a life with no challenge at all, a life without pressure or stretching you, actually leaves you stagnant. You don't grow, a little stress, good kind. That's what's going to help you rise to the occasion, prepare for something that matters. You all remember the test, right? You study for it, but then you put it off a little bit, and then you find that you do even better, right? But too much stress, putting it off for too long, or doing something so hard without recovery, that causes burnout. That makes your body wear down. That is going over the top and crashing on the other end. So the goal is not to have zero stress. Again, the goal is just the right amount. What about sleep? We know that too little sleep is very harmful. You feel it the next day. I know that I do. I'm irritable. I don't want to talk to anybody. That's that side of the hill. But consistently sleeping more than your body needs day after day after day, that too is the other side of the hill. So even rest has a sweet spot. And here's one more that's probably going to catch you off guard, and I couldn't wait to talk about it. Vitamins. We think of vitamins as purely good. The more you have, the healthier you are. But your body only needs a certain amount. So with some vitamins, taking more than you need doesn't give you the bonus health you think you're getting. It's actually harming you. So here's an example I really want to talk about. I know I'm going to push some buttons. Iron. Too much iron can deposit in your vital organs, and it can cause dysfunction. And in some cases, it can cause organ failure. And I'm talking about heart failure and liver failure. So again, you can see more isn't better. More is actually a problem. Are you starting to see that pattern? Exercise, stress, sleep, vitamins. In all of these cases that I've described, you're not supposed to be chasing the max. We're just supposed to look for just enough. So, if this is true and our health lives in this sweet spot, why do we keep overshooting it? What is really going on in our lives? Why do we keep believing that more is better, even when our bodies are telling us something different? I think there are a few reasons why we do this, and they're really worth talking about. The first one is very easy. Think about it. There's an entire industry built around selling us more products, more supplements, more gadgets, more programs, more. Nobody makes money telling you you're not doing enough. Think about it. Or, sorry, I meant nobody makes money telling you that you're doing enough, right? More is a great business model. It's not just always great for your health, but it definitely sells, right? Here's the second reason that we're falling in love with everything optimized. And, I'll say this, I wear my Aura ring, and optimizing everything is such a good thing that sometimes we can take it too far, right? Optimizing our sleep, optimizing scores and rings and all the things, right? There's nothing wrong with that information, but somewhere along the way, living has turned into a competition. Every number became something to push higher. And when everything is a number to maximize, you never get to feel like you've arrived. That's a problem. There's always more we could be doing. And that leads to the third reason, a very deep one, that all or nothing thinking. I'll be honest, I struggled with that. Even this weekend, just relaxing and having nothing to do was such a hard thing to make myself pause in. That feeling that rest is laziness, that enough is settling, that if some is good, then we should always be pushing for more. And I want to gently challenge us today because that belief that more is always better, honestly, is exhausting us. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of it. It's not making us healthier, it's making us tired. So let's be honest about what this actually cost us. Chasing more doesn't just fail to help us, it backfires. When we're constantly pushing past our sweet spot, we don't get the reward that we think we're going to get. We get burnout. We get exhausted. We get, I don't feel like doing anything. We get, I don't feel good. We get injuries from overtraining, anxiety from never feeling like we've done enough. We get exhausted of a life that is spent always reaching, never arriving. Just imagine what that would feel like at the end of someone's life. Sometimes we get real physical harm to our bodies, but maybe the heaviest cost isn't just the physical at all. It's emotional. It's this feeling that you're never enough, despite how hard you're trying, the sense that no matter what you do, you can never arrive, that you're always just a little behind, always falling short, especially as you look at other people's lives. And I want to say something to you directly. If that's how you've been feeling, that feeling is not proof that you need to do more. It's a sign that you've already gone past the sweet spot. You're on that side. And the most healing thing you can do for yourself is not push harder. It comes back to center. Now to my favorite part of the episode. How do we use this? Here's the shift I want to offer you today. Instead of asking, how can I do more of this? Let's start asking ourselves a better question. Where is my sweet spot? And am I below it or am I past it? Just one question that can change everything because that's starting to focus on you, right? It's bringing it back to your center where you are. Sometimes the honest answer is that I'm below it. I could do a little bit more. Maybe you really do need to move more or rest more or take better care of yourself. But sometimes, and a lot of times, the answer is I'm already past it. I'm overdoing this. And what I actually need is to ease back to center. Both answers are valuable. Both of them are very meaningful. Health isn't always about pushing in one direction. It's about finding that balance point and gently returning to it. So here's our SMART goal for the week. Remember, a SMART goal is one that is specific, It is measurable, achievable, it's relevant to your goal, and it's time-bound. This week, I want you to choose one area of life in your health that you're going to be balancing, if you will. Just one. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's your work. Maybe it's how strict you are with your food. You need to let it up a little bit. Maybe it's just how much pressure that you've been putting on yourself in whatever area it is. Just pick one area. I want you to ask yourself then, after you pick the area, am I below the sweet spot? Am I at it or am I past it? And then once you determine that, make one small adjustment to move you back to center. So if you're below, you're going to add a little bit more. If you're past it, you're going to ease back a little. So specific, pick one area. Measurable, make it clear and adjustable. Achievable, it needs to be small. Relevant, remember, this is all related to how you are going to live a healthier and fuller life. And time-bound, just 7 days, okay? So I want you to pay attention to your body. Not just that, though. Pay attention to how you feel. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel calmer? Do you feel more at peace? Do you feel restless? Because sometimes finding the sweet spot feels like finally being allowed to breathe. You need to take note of that. All right, friends, we're near the end of the episode. Today, we talked about one simple idea that I hope you're starting to really think about that can change your health. More is not always better. We talked about how health doesn't live on a straight line. It lives on a curve, on a hill, where too little can be harmful and too much can be harmful as well. And the healthiest place for us is somewhere in the sweet spot in the middle. We saw it with water, we saw it with exercise, stress, sleep, even vitamins. We talked about why modern life keeps pushing us past this sweet spot and why it's quietly costing you and I when we do this. And we talked about a better question to ask ourselves, not how do I do more, but where is my personal sweet spot and how do I gently push myself back towards it? Here's what I want you most to take with you. You were never meant to optimize or maximize every single thing. You were meant to find your enough. And enough is not settling. And enough for you is not the same enough for someone else. Your enough is your freedom. It's permission to stop running on empty. It's permission to rest without feeling guilty. Permission to believe that doing the right amount is something that you're already doing in some cases, and that's good. So I'd love to hear from you. What's one area that you realize you've been chasing more of when you really need a different kind of balance? Let me know in the comments. And if this episode gave you a little more permission to breathe, please share it with someone who needs to hear it too. And if you've been enjoying the podcast, don't forget to subscribe, leave me a review because that's genuinely going to help people find me and find this podcast and join in these healthy conversations. Next week, I have something else exciting coming. And so I look forward to seeing you right here, same place, same time. Until then, let's get to fuller living. Well, fam, that wraps up another episode of Fuller Living, where we talk about health in a bite-sized, relatable, practical, and fun way. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress one small step at a time while remaining consistent. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend who might need a little bit of inspiration, and leave me your 5-star review. And if you're in Dallas and looking for a new PCP, look me up at southwestfamilymed.com. I can't wait to meet you. Until next time, let's get to fuller living.